Hey guys, Marko from the VATICANTS here. A little hungover after Namzilla. Namzilla was brutal. I wanted to give a quick shout out to my buddy Mike with Nitro Guitars. He made this happen. He gave me this awesome Greenie to review. I begged him to give me the $20,000 version, and I tried to steal it from him, but sadly he won't let it go. So is there any way I can have this for the price of that?
Oh yeah, just come on by next time. I'll hook it up for you guys. No problem.
You heard it right here, you know what I mean? But guys, these are very hard to come by right now. Completely sold out everywhere. And Nitro Guitars here in Glendale, California made it happen. So give him check him out on the Reverb, online.
NitroGuitars.com. Check us out and shoot me in line. I'll hook you guys up.
Great guy to deal with, man. And I'm very happy. So I'm going to take this home, review it. And I can't wait to, when you sleep, come and exchange this for that. All right, check out the review for the Greenie. We are home, and here is the guitar. James is carrying it in for review. What do you think?
I love it.
All right, we are home. We survived NAMM, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, NAMM was brutal. So don't expect much from us today. A little sluggish, but you know what? I'm going to put James to work. And James, why don't you take this beautiful case and put it on the desk? And we're going to do it like we always do in real time. Remember, this is about the experience. If you were to buy one of these and you want to spend $3,200 on a guitar, let's see what you would get. And then we'll do a few house cleaning notes. Is that what you call it? But with respect to Gibson. But so this is the top I chose because I like the forward chevron kind of a thing. We had 3 tops to choose from, and this is really, really cool. On first sight, it looks all right. James, why don't you kind of tilt it, stand it up a little bit. See it under the light. Remember, these are supposed to be AAA tops, right? And I'll have James kind of move it around under the light a little bit. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to give us a little bit more light here by putting up these. Look at this beautiful Los Angeles weather. I'm going to walk behind James here and put these blinds up as well. And let's see. All right. This is a satin finish, okay? Non-aged hardware. Nice piece of really dark rosewood. The headstock is satin too. My first impression is, well, let's talk about the wood. James, what's your impression on wood choices? And James is a very big stickler when it comes to wood. We know that. And obviously I, having a luthier background, come from that as well. So
I love the top, and I love the way it moves in the light. It's beautiful. And the wood choice for the rosewood is wonderful too. As you said, it's nice and dark. So yeah, all in all, the top side of it, I think it's lovely. And I love the satin finish too.
got it.
Really, really pretty. Love the
I'm
color.
going to come to this side again. So move it over here a little bit so we can see it under this light. So there you go. So unlike the Slash model, which really is supposed to be butterscotch, Gibson is just using a trans amber. Here they're actually doing, has a little bit of a honey burst to it. You know, if you remember them doing this a few years ago, kind of mixed with green lemon, right? So it actually is a little bit more greeny, authentic.
Would have loved the aged hardware, but that's not what this is, right? So.
No. We'll get to that in a second. And if you have children in the room, now might be a good time to maybe, tell them to leave because it won't be PG-13. But let's get to the back.
Lovely wood choice on the neck. Yeah, very nice.
And this is the initial run. These guitars are sold out everywhere. If you go to AMS or Sounds, they don't even have them until April. It says Sweetwater's completely out. So they're definitely going to be selling like hotcakes. It does kind of look weird with the satin and the non-aged hardware, but again, that's obviously preference. And unlike the actual Greenie that they're replicating, this, which is a 59 Les Paul, this isn't. This, I think, has orange capacitors, and we'll get to that in a second. So craftsmanship looks good right off the bat. The initial run is always super nice with Gibson. If you look at some of the Slash models, they're calling it AAA. And I mean, I think we both agree it's not even close to AAA what they're selling on the Slash now. So I would suggest try to get one of these while they actually are AAA tops. So here's a little bit close up. So the wood choice of this is actually really, really nice. And this grain right here is really cute, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, so you definitely see it has a green lemony influence on it. I think we both agree that if you were to put aged hardware on this, it'd probably look much, much better, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we get in the case, James, while you hold that guitar. And you have your, just set that down, James, and open this for me. You get that really cheap kind of Gibson belt, which nobody is really going to wear. The pickguard is not drilled in, so you have the option to drill it in. You're probably not going to do that. You get your picture to go with it from the production line, the serial number, and a black. Well, black, what does it say on the guitar right now? It's black already, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so interesting. You kind of get a.
You get two.
You get two. That's kind of unique. Case, inspection card, picture. Socket, really, really cool.
Tool.
Oh, yeah, you get that Gibson tool, which is cool. Yeah, why not? Hey, and then you're kind of typical manual, etc., and a little cloth. Okay, cool. We'll put that back here. And, yeah, you can throw that one out. The black case, just, yeah. So, kind of standard stuff. Nice little case, Candy. Good quality case. They're doing like this back support now here. And you have these newer latches, which I actually kind of dig. They changed that, I think, a little while ago. So, yeah, very, very cool. What we're going to do real quick is actually, let's put it back in the case, but upside down, so we can unscrew the back and actually see the wiring on it. What do you say, huh?
Yep.
Let's do it. All right, I unscrewed the back plate. Let's see. Everything's very good, clean. The wood choice is really nice. Yeah. Has that Gibson case smell on it. Again, sure is. Which I'm not just hungover. I think NAMM was just exhausting period, wasn't it? Yeah.
Tons of walking.
Right. So what do we have here? Orange caps. Looks clean. Looks good. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just kind of your standard stuff. If I turn the guitar over, these, and we'll get to this in a second, are a little bit like the Slash. So it's very gimmicky, remember. And again, I'm not at this point saying this is a good or bad guitar. I haven't played it yet. I don't know what it sounds like. But, you know, if you want the Slash experience, we know what Slash has played his whole life, right? It's Seymour Duncan, APH2s. And in the Slash Gibson, they call it the Slash Bucker inspired. Here, they're calling it the Greeny Bucker. So you're not really going to get the Greenie replica like you would have in the costume shop version, but they are out of phase. So they actually reversed it and reverse wired it. So you actually have that kind of representation of that gimmick, if you will, you know. And nobody really knows if Greenie did that by accident or on purpose. And then you do have the mismatched. You have the top hats and the regular mismatched knobs in the style of the Greenie. Cool. Moving on. So here's another quick video. I just wanted to put the flashlight on for you so you can really check out the wood choices. James, I think we both agree the wood choice is very nice on these guitars, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And here is the neck. And you have a beautiful... the ears look really ugly, the fact that they kind of are mismatched, but that's just Gibson and PRS for you. But it does look really nice. I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of that grain, because, you know, it's I'll have you turn it around. The video doesn't really do it justice, does it? But if you look, as James puts it down here, there you go. Just wanted to kind of show you. And it looks even better in person, right, James? But it's really... This, again, actually, I think can pass as a AAA top, and it's really cool, and it changes as you kind of, you know. The fretboard, James, what are your impressions of the fretboard?
It's wonderful. It's really nice and dark, just how I like it.
Yeah. I think we're both a little bit rosewooded out with that bright kind of rosewood. And take it out one more time while I have it on the wide lens, and we just kind of... there you go. There you kind of get the full effect. It's really cool. It is... I think it's a nice top. Not too much, not too little. And so this guitar is $3,200 before tax, and it is Greeny. And sadly, I think this is also where the honeymoon ends, because outside of the name, there isn't much Greeny to it. And what do we mean by that? Well, here we go. So James and I just had a big discussion, and I want to get a few things out of the way, because, you know, there's already a lot of reviews out there with respect to, yeah, this is Greeny, this is great, this is, you know, blah, blah, blah. And again, stores having to sell you stuff, right? Let me get this right out of the way, okay? This is not a Greeny guitar. This has some Greeny inspired appointments, but it's not a Greeny guitar. What do I mean by that? It doesn't have the Greeny neck profile. It's a 50s Les Paul profile. It doesn't have the Greeny pickups. It doesn't have the Greeny wiring. It doesn't have the Greeny collar. Did I miss anything?
No, that's pretty
That's really it, right?
Yeah.
And again, I want to be absolutely clear. Why do I say this? It's not to shit on this. It's because I really want to give this guitar a fair and standalone opinion and review on the actual guitar that it is. Because otherwise there's nothing to review, because this guitar really has nothing to do with a Greeny. Outside of the color, the satin finish is cool, but the Greeny is really a 59 Les Paul at the end of the day. That's all it is, isn't it? But you have nothing here that gives you the Greeny experience outside of the name. The neck profile isn't there, which is kind of the most important thing. The pickups are different on the $20,000 and $50,000 version than on this one. The wiring is different. It's Bumblebee in the 59. Here it's orange capacitors. So you really kind of, I mean, there's nothing really there that makes it a Greeny. And I can see James on the couch nodding his head, isn't it?
Well, don't forget the mismatched knobs like the...
Well, yeah, we do have mismatched knobs. So thank you, Gibson, okay? But that being said, I want to review this guitar because it could be just a great guitar, period. But is it a Greeny? No. And that brings me to my next point. You know, if you want the Greeny experience, you have to spend $20,000. You know, I'm happy James isn't in frame because he's on the couch, just you know. And if not $20,000, you have to spend $50,000. And I guess for $50,000, you get the. I'm not even going to get into this whole Kirk owning the guitar. I got no problem with him as far as I'm concerned. I hope Kirk makes $100 million a day. He earned it. It's his guitar. It was for sale. He bought it. So for you guys shitting on that's I think you guys are just being jealous. I mean, I would have bought it if I could, right? But you know, I'm coming to the point where you know when Henry was running Gibson, I got into this hate relationship, and then you know a few years ago at NAMM we met J.C. Riley and Cesar, you know, and kind of was a little bit of hope. And now we're back to just doing this stupid shit again, you know, 50,000. Dude, Cesar? What are you doing, man? What is? You guys came in with this whole, oh, we want to make the brand affordable, and you got Mark Ignatian there, and he's trying to do this whole thing with the slash thing. I mean, there's 15 Brazilian slashes for sale on Reverb that you can sell, and then instead of doing something that's actually a good compromise or making it accessible to people, you completely ruin and take that away again. Who has $50,000? I mean, I have 50 grand to spend on a guitar, and I wouldn't give you 50 grand if my life depended on it, you know? And then you come out with a $20,000 version, and I wonder how the guys that spend 50 grand on the guitar feel like it. Again, James is just sitting there shaking his head. But I'm just like, and then we're back to, here's the $3,000 guitar or $3,200 guitar, which is again just the regular 50s, which then is completely a different experience, but then you're calling it a Greeny, which it really isn't. Guys, it's not a Greeny. It's a 50s Les Paul with a Greeny bucker, with a different wiring, with a different neck, with a different finish, with a different feel, and a different look to it. That's all it is. So why not do something where you just split the difference, make it like a $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 guitar, give it a similar relic, but at least keep the Greeny appointments there, right? Like at least, dude, the whole point of a Greenie is the neck. Like if I want a Greenie, I want the fucking neck experience, man. Or make it like a $7,000-8,000 guitar and put at least a freaking pickup in it, man. Give me something that's actually Greenie. There's nothing Greenie here, okay? And again, I'm on YouTube watching all these stores. Oh man, it's a Greenie. If you want the Greenie experience, it ain't, man. It ain't. That doesn't mean it's not a great guitar, right? This could be right now. This looks like a really nice guitar. It is a really cool looking guitar. I'm telling you. I'm even tempted to maybe keep it, okay? But there's nothing Greenie about this. There's nothing Greenie because if you want the Greenie experience, you have to spend $20,000. You have to go and give a Cesar $20,000. Why, dude? Why? And see, this is the power of not being endorsed and being independently wealthy. You can actually call it for what it is, and what it is bullshit. It's a ridiculous price point, and it makes it unaccessible to the very people that would love to experience the Greenie thing. And by the way, since we're talking of Greenie and Gary Moore, the whole point of why Gary, if we don't know, there's a Gary Moore signature Les Paul out there from 2012, 2000, I can't remember. It's a really nice guitar. I owned one. And when he made a signature guitar, he told Gibson to make it very accessible to people. It was like $1,400, $1,500. It was basically a glorified studio. It didn't have the binding. It didn't have any fancy stuff because you wanted people to have access to that, you know. And I wonder how Gary Moore would feel today if you told him you were selling a Greenie replica, but it's $20,000, you know. So it's ridiculous, man. I mean, Gibson, you guys just have to get your head out of your asses, man. You just bought Mesa Boogie. You raised an amp that was $2,700 in an 18-month span to like $4,000. The Mesa Boogie JP2C is now $4,000, and to get a Greenie is $20,000. Dude, see Cesar, dude, just fucking stop, man. And it's a turnoff. I'm just not a fan of it. And Gibson is starting to become a turnoff again, right? Is that how we feel about it? Yeah, it's becoming a turnoff. It's just unnecessary. So that's my rant. But let's actually plug this guitar in and see what it sounds like. But what it is, guys, it's a 50s Les Paul in a satin finish. That's what it is. And it's $3,200. Is that bad? Nope. But is it a Greenie? No, it ain't. Wanted to give you some real-time updates as James just spent about, 10 minutes on it while I'm editing and downloading stuff. What are your impressions? We haven't plugged it in yet, right?
First of all, out the box, it was set up absolutely beautifully. We didn't make any setup adjustments whatsoever. Absolutely stunning. I love the satin feel of the whole guitar. The neck profile, even though I know it's not a Greenie neck profile, is still lovely. Feels great in the hands.
The chunky 50s, that they're selling.
Really.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Really resonant, just acoustically, very resonant. Sounds really, really nice unplugged. We haven't plugged it in yet, but it sounds wonderful. And I think we already mentioned it. Love the dark rosewood and just the wood choices.
I love that it's dark. Yeah, the Nitro guitars picked a really nice one here. Yeah. He had choice to pick a couple, the second batch that went out to dealers after the big guns like Sweetwater, et cetera, et cetera. I have to agree with everything you said. I just played it for about 3-4 minutes, and all James did was tune it up, obviously because it's, brand new out of the box. But it feels amazing. It's not a Greenie guitar, but it in many ways it could be better. I mean, that's ridiculous to say that, but just as a standalone guitar right off the bat, me playing it for 5 minutes, I'm really enjoying it.
Just as a Les Paul.
Yeah, as a Les Paul, exactly. Yeah. James is really enjoying it here. I want to give you all this stuff in real time, so as our opinion is being formed of this beautiful instrument over the next couple of hours, right? So, I love the top. James, I love how, and again, the video doesn't really do it justice. The top is way more complex than you see on the video. This is a great shot. You can actually see. You know what? I'll tell you one thing. I can't believe I'm saying this. This is actually a top that could have been on a real 59 Les Paul. I mean, because
it's really good here.
Yeah, with the cross grain.
Yeah.
I tell you right now, I've seen 59 Les tops, 59 Les Paul tops that are less, well, beautiful than this. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, stunning.
Yeah.
Really pretty.
I think this guitar will look really good once it's worn. You know what ruins it for me right now? Is the non-aged hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this had vintage
the
hardware,
VOS,
yeah,
right?
if this was VOS hardware, this guitar would look effing sick.
Yeah.
All right, we're about to plug it in, and what would you say at this point? It's been maybe an hour. I've been editing, and you've been playing, and you won't put it down.
No,
Okay,
it's that good.
okay. What's happening?
It plays so well. It's completely in tune. It's very stable, and it's just it feels wonderful in the hands. It's a lovely guitar, and as we've already discussed, the top and the wood choices are phenomenal.
I have to agree, and it's very rare that I have to say that the video really doesn't do it justice.
No.
You know, when you see a Ferrari like on the video, but then you see it in person, you're like, whoa, I get now why it's so beautiful, you know?
Yep. And I think we were prepared to be underwhelmed by this guitar based on the custom shop and everything else, but actually, so far, having not plugged it in, it's surpassed our expectations, right?
I think you're right. Yeah, I would have to agree. And also, now this probably would have not made it sell as much. Is that grammatically correct?
Yeah.
I'm a stupid foreigner, so if it wasn't called Greenie, but I'm starting to, I can't believe I'm saying this, and this is the power of not being a store and doing this in real time. I think that in many ways, calling this Greenie is actually not doing it justice. Tell me if that statement I just said, if that's ridiculous or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, forget Greenie, it's just a really bloody good Les Paul.
Yeah, yeah. So, and this makes me happy because I feel that calling this anything but giving it its own name is actually taken away from the greatness. It's not a negative insult, but calling this a Greenie or a Paul McCartney or a whatever, it doesn't. It takes away from the guitar because as a standalone guitar, this really is its own thing. And I think probably one of the nicer 50s stuff they've done. I can tell you right now, and you will agree, I know you will, this blows the 50s slash out of the water.
But not even a question.
Not even a question, you're saying. Okay, I agree 100%. And they're the same price point.
Yeah.
So we all agree that if you want the actual slash quote-unquote experience, you would go and get the actual AFD or, of course, the AFD VOS, right? But this is... So we're actually, what we're going to do, because there's already a bunch of reviews out on this, with Store miking it up, we're actually not going... Look at that, it's just gorgeous. We're actually not going to mic it up. What we're going to do is just compare texture. We're just going to plug it in and film James doing some basic riffs and licks to give you an idea. And for us, the first time, but I'm really excited to see what this sounds like. But man, it's beautiful. And if I were to keep this, I would age the hardware.
It's the only thing missing, isn't it?
Yeah. Agreed. Let's plug it in. We're using the Marshall HJS, one of the best heads ever made. We got the Jubilee too. I'm sure it's going to sound incredible to that. Through that, I'm sorry. I'm a little slow today. But I'm using this because it has a little bit more options. And we're going to just maybe keep a little digital delay. We're going to take all the other fancy stuff off. Because what we do is we actually have a really nice AFD channel on the HJS, and it's a very versatile amp, and we'll kind of start on cleans and just work our way through and see what these Greenie buckers sound like. All right, here it is. Here you go, my friend. Make sure the volume is down, and I think we are... let's go to the clean channel. Here you go. All right. Give us a few chords. I'm going to actually make this louder. A little bit louder. Are the volumes all the way up on the guitar? All right, turn it a little bit our way and give us just a few chords. I'm not editing anything out.
You are.
I am not.
Yes, you are.
You know why? I'm really enjoying how great this sounds. It definitely has a little bit of, actually, it has a bit of that APH2 sound, a little bit of that Seymour Duncan slash kind of, don't you think? Very nice, man. Wow, I really dig that. I dig that a lot. What do you think?
Yeah,
Huh?
sounds lovely.
Yeah, go to the middle pickup.
Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah. You hear that phase?
very different.
Yeah. You instantly hear that phase. Wow, you really hear that phase. Is your ear picking it up? That out of phase kind of thing? Yeah.
So different.
Actually, is it fair to say that that's probably one of the most usable and nicest sounding middle positions? Because I never use the middle position ever on any guitar. Do you?
No, but I understand that that's one of the selling points of the instrument is this middle position.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it actually is cool.
Yeah.
It sounds really good.
Yeah.
I would love to know what it sounds on the. Well, I actually know what it sounds on the real Greenie because many years ago I've actually seen the real Greenie before Kirk owned it. But the gimmick is still there.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Okay. Cool. So do me a favor. Play the kind of the same chords maybe for 5-6 seconds and then just go to the middle pickup. No neck pickup yet, just between the bridge and middle. Stay right there, keep playing that. I'm actually going to give you a little bit of chorusing. Go ahead. Nice. Wow, that's cool. Stay on the bar chords. Okay, stop for a second. They sound incredible to me. They sound super clear, articulate. I mean, I've heard $500-600 pickups that don't sound this clean. And by clean, I don't mean the clean sound. I'm talking the architecture of the clean sound. What are your thoughts?
It makes me want to use the middle position, which I never want to do.
Yeah.
Right. So the fact that I actually now feel I have. Well, we'll get to the neck in a second, but the fact that we've got like 2 usable sounds right now and something different, like spices in the kitchen. It's an extra, extra component, right?
And you know, these are just some of the Les Pauls I own, and not on one of them ever do I use a middle pickup. Ever. It's really unusable, but this is actually a genuinely usable middle position. So now I'm going to take the chorus out. So we go a little bit more dry. We'll keep the delay in just to make it a little bit prettier. Go back to the bridge, play a few chords, and then go straight into the neck.
Okay, so.
Beautiful. Stay on that chord and just kind of do it slow like that from top to bottom. Keep going. Beautiful. I'll give you my opinions first. I think it's gorgeous. It has a little bit of I want to say, you know what, it does have a little bit of kind of like a 57 classic on the neck. You know, for you guys who know, the Gibson 57 classic has like that warm aggressive neck sound. So this reminds you a bit of a 57-ish. How about you?
Yeah, I love it. As I said, that middle position is really quite different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, wow. I think it's fantastic. Wow, very, very impressed. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the AFD channel, which is kind of like a little crunch, which is the amber and then kind of JCM 800 kind of a thing. We'll start on the amber and go from there. And for this, I'm going to take the delay out. But we are on the AFD channel, and then we're going to go to the JCM 800 kind of thing. So just like cool power chords, and then I'll switch you to the neck. I'll come and change it. All right, here we go. Wow, the out of phase. All right, stop for a second. When I went to the middle, you really heard that phase gimmick. I'm going to do the same thing again, play, but now I'm going to go from the bridge into the out of phase, and then we'll go a little bit more gain. So go ahead. What do you think? Thoughts? Really cool sound, man.
Again, really, really different, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I really dig it.
Cool, yeah.
Let's go a little bit more. This is kind of like your dry, where you will put a little bit maybe of delay on it, kind of mask it a little bit, but very nice platform. Very, very classic.
Yeah.
Very classic rock, yeah. Let's go a little bit more gain now. Here you go. Hit me with that. Nice. That neck has a real nice growl to it.
Really lovely, yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah,
Has a
love
real nice growl to it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go high gain. Now we're gonna go to, let's go full on gain. Full on gain here. Same thing again. We're starting on the bridge. Same chords. Might as well just stick with the theme. Can I just say, I would actually really use that middle position live for like a riff like you just played. I feel like you threw in a little bit some flanging or something, but it's just that out of phase thing. And when you go to that middle thing, it's actually really usable.
These pickups are impressive.
Yeah, they really are. Keep playing the same riff again. We'll start on the bridge, but I'm going to go to the neck. It is really impressive. So when you go to that kind of gain setting, usually a cheap pickup is very easily exposed, right? And the way it's handling it is really nice. So, you know, I got to take this all in for a few seconds. We should discuss it and then maybe go on camera together to make a final verdict. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's take it all in for a second. I'm tired. I'm hungover. I have a headache. But I decided before the final review, I'm just going to give it a quick spin so I can kind of have 2 minutes under the belt before James and I go to the final review.
Sounded pretty wonderful, didn't it?
What do we think?
I think overall we approve greatly. Wood choice, fit, finish, top, pickups. It needs aged hardware, but you can do that yourself.
I agree. I think the aged hardware is would really make a big difference.
Yep, some VOSing.
I stand by my opinion that calling this a Greenie is actually taking away from the guitar. I think this is a standalone, fantastic guitar. It's a good guitar. I don't like admitting that because I'm not Gibson's biggest fan right now. I think their price point is pure greed. It's not, guys, I know how inflation works. Okay, so you don't need to go to the comments and tell me inflation. What Gibson is doing with the JP2C isn't inflation. Inflation isn't, 50% in 18 months. I'm all for inflation. And quite frankly, if you have the money, great. And if you don't, you don't. That's just the way it is. Go work hard and get the money. But it's $4,000 for a JP2C right now. It's a joke. Their guitar prices are kind of out of control. The 59 is what now?
7.5?
Yes.
7,000?
$7,000, and the tops kind of suck on them. And I promise you, I already know that in a couple of months, the tops on these are like the Slash. It's going to go from AAA to what is a single A, and they're still going to call it AAA.
Yeah. And the irony is, I mean, we were talking about this, is that we both own 59s, and I enjoy playing this more than the 59 that I have, the 60th anniversary one that I bought.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different guitar, of course, but it feels wonderful.
I agree. There's nothing Greeny on this, is there, really, that has to do with the actual Greeny Les Paul?
No. And yeah. I think you have to get away from that notion and it's just a great Les Paul.
By itself, yeah.
Yes.
Of all the 50s Les Pauls, I think this is the best one they sell.
Yeah, it's the one to have.
Yeah, this will be the one to have.
Yeah.
Great top. And again, I'll tell you, the video doesn't do it justice. Trust me. It really, hey, you can hear the cat. Like in every video I do, there's cats. If you don't love cats, something's wrong with you. But I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not. I don't know. I know it's a great guitar. Going to play it a little bit more. Sorry for the sluggishness today. But we wanted to get this in right after NAMM. And again, thanks to Nitro Guitars who made it happen, because like I said, you can't get these right now. There's already people selling them on Reverb for a premium. And F Reverb, Reverb has become such a ripoff. They really become pieces of shit. They used to be great. They had phone service, 2.5%. You get some, now they're flat out.
It's not a fun experience.
Yeah. No, yeah, they're dicks, Yeah. Any other thoughts?
I mean, again, going back to, playing the 59 that I have, I mean, again, wood choice is important. And you look at the neck on this. The body, I can see a difference on the 59, the density of the wood choice. It's still fantastic. But the neck on this is no different in terms of quality to the 59 reissue that I have. I mean, it's really, really spectacularly good.
I would have to agree.
Yeah. And it's nice to not see a brown piece of rosewood. It's so nice and dark. You could almost mistake it for ebony. It's really
It's so rosewooded out,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just no. You can tell this is a really nice.
it's a really nice piece of wood. They really chose that carefully, didn't they?
And I will say that my 59 top is not as nice as this.
Neither is mine.
Yeah. And again, the video does not do it justice. You have these cross grains, which are so hard to capture on video. But the pickups, what do we think?
I mean, if you own a lot of Les Pauls like you do, then I think that this offers you something different as an artist than what you already have. And I think that's the name of the game. That middle position is definitely very unique and very usable. And it's nice to have 3 positions on a Les Paul that I would happily use.
That's the first Les Paul I've ever played where the middle position actually is if you have like a chord, like a power chord kind of song or intro, you can actually go to this and the out of phase is really cool.
And it stops you, like, you know, it's
It really
so
does.
different.
Right? Yeah, no, it really does. Like when you did it, and you see, that's what's so great about doing it in real time. Even on camera, you hear me like, wow, this is really cool. This actually, the gimmick works. It's actually not a gimmick. It's actually a real usable spice, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Because, I have custom buckers. I have, James, do me a big favor. In the interest of keeping this in real time, go grab the 88 Les Paul. Remember we talked about this earlier, right?
Yeah.
They're at the same price point. And I'll tell you that, to me, some of the greatest Les Pauls. Well, funny enough, speaking of Slash, what's his favorite year? 87, 88.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I stand by it, I think, for $3,000 if you get an 88. Mind you, if you hold this up a little bit, these are the 3-piece ones. It's like the Sweet Child of Mine kind of thing. This is a 3-piece body. There's no fuss, no F's given. This is just raw firepower. And it has that natural VOSing on it. This is what, freaking 35, 6, 7 years old now. And it is just, look at that top, man. I mean, these things are built like a tank.
Beautiful. Yeah.
They're, for $3,000, go get one of these. Don't get that. If you want the true hardcore, again, speaking of Slash, he'll tell you 87, 88, nothing touches it. But if you want to go modern,
And you want something that has that different middle position, gives you something unique that you probably don't have if you own Les Pauls.
Yeah.
This is a great guitar.
I would have
great guitar.
I would have to agree. It is a real shame that outside of that, if you actually want something that is Greeny, because after all, this is a Greeny review, that you have to spend $20,000, man. How we feel about that?
It's just not worth it. It really isn't. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Oh, and we played it today.
Yeah.
At Nitro Guitars. Mike was so nice. I'd say we probably spent each about 5-6 minutes on it.
It's a 59.
It's a 59. It's a 59. And listen, I love replicas. I love the passion of actually recreating it. You know, I'm not taking away from the craftsmanship and the artistry, right? But the $50,000 price point was just a joke. And it really, in a way, I mean, I can care less. If you have the money and go buy it, that's all good and great. But the point is you're trying to make it accessible. And once again, Gibson fell in their own, kind of got caught in their own minefield, you know, doing what Henry used to do. You got to give $20,000 or $50,000 and to, you know, and otherwise you're stuck with something that really has nothing that the real Greenie does, but it's called Greenie. Shame, because it's a great guitar outside of that. So in many ways, this is mislabeled. But if they don't do it, then you're not going to sell it, right? What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is, for what you get, that is probably properly priced. So, yep.
So I like the guitar. I might even love it. I wish I was more enthusiastic about the company. Things are heading in a weird weird area with the prices now, the way they are. You know, but like I always say, vote with your wallet, you know. If you're going to buy one of these, my suggestion is get them rather sooner than later, because knowing the way these guys operate now, it's going to be at what, $3,500 before you know it. The greed will not stop. And listen, I'm all for capitalism, but you know, it is what it
But
is.
you also wonder whether the quality will stay at this level.
I doubt it.
It probably
I doubt
won't,
it.
right? So,
I doubt it.
So I mean, this is in what, first 500?
Yeah, this is the first. Yeah,
419th one, right?
Yeah.
So early runs.
Yeah, early runs. So just like with the Slash, at some point, I think that I bet you money at some point it's going to go like the 50 Slash. It's just going to prices go up and the
Quality goes
down. Yeah, it won't be AAA. This is a AAA. In all fairness, but if you look at some of the other Slash stuff, and I keep bringing up Slash because it's the other 50s Les Paul where they're implying it's a Slash thing, even though it has none of the appointments that Slash has been playing his whole career. So, but it is what it is. Well, thanks for watching. Any final thoughts?
I think just overall, I think it exceeded our expectations, and it was a great experience.
It did.
Really enjoyed playing it.
Yeah. No, we did. Yeah. Try them out and see what you think. We'd love to hear your comments. Thanks, James, for actually doing this with me, because I would have struggled doing this alone. We just got back from them, and funny enough, Gibson wasn't even there.
Yeah, they didn't show.
Yeah, they missed out. Yeah. Just crazy. You would think with all the money they're charging for guitars now, they can afford to come to NAMM. But I think they gambled on the fact that the turnout would be not as good as it was, and it ended up being great. You know, so but you know. Question, James. You know we can't leave without doing this, right? This or a custom 24?
Oh, this every day of the week.
Agree.
No question.
Why?
Absolutely.
Well, outside of the fact that a custom 24 is now $5,000 for plastic bird inlays, but
I love the pickups on this. I think they're absolutely fantastic. And again, it's unique, and it's just a wonderful guitar. I absolutely love it. Wood choices are great.
Well, a PRS player wouldn't buy this anyway because he hates Gibson, because you have to hate Gibson when you're a PRS player, right?
Yeah.
And people that hate PRS because they have to hate it. But here we are saying it's a great guitar, even though currently we quote unquote hate the company Gibson, right? So yeah, that's.
Well, funny enough, it was an '88 PRS, and that would be different. But
Agreed.
But no, that every day of the week.
Yeah. I would have to agree. Yeah. All right. Well. Love to hear your comments. Go try one and talk to you soon.
People you love never die.
Well, I love my aunt, but she died. And my Uncle Lou, then he died. I'm searching for something which can't be found, but I'm hoping I still dream of Dad, though he died. Everything dies. Everything dies. My mom's so sick, she might die. And my girl's quite fit, she will die. Still looking for someone who was around. Baby, could be. Now I hate myself. Wish I'd die. Everything dies.
I'm hoping